Hello everyone, we will continue the topic ALV by CL underscore SALV underscore table class, and as a part of that we discussed in the last video that whenever you want to display the ALV using the classes which are the part of ALV object model, always you will use the factory method and then you will use the display method. Why we require a factory method? So that we will get the instance. You all know a object is an instance of the class. Once we will get the object, we will simply call the display method of this particular class to display the ALV. So now we will go for the practical part of the same. Now, firstly, I will go to SC24 transaction code. You all know we can display the classes, global classes through SC24 transaction code. And this is our class CL underscore SALV underscore table. I will display this class. And you can see this class has lots of methods. And if I will scroll down, we have the class method that is factory method. Whatever the classes which are the part of ALV object model, as of now, we are covering this class. We have hierarchical class also. We have tree class also. So whatever the classes are there, which are the part of ALV object model, we already covered. In ALV object model, we have so many classes. In each and every class, you will find the factory method, factory. And what is the purpose of the factory method? To give the instance of that particular class, to give the object of the particular class, and after that we will use the display method. Always these two steps will be there. Firstly, you need to use the factory method, then you need to use the display method. So now, factory method. Have you seen this method is a static method? If the method is static, is there any need of the object? There is no need of the object. I can directly call this method through the particular class itself. So firstly, I will call this method factory method. I will go to pattern. I will go to ABAP object patterns. We do not have an instance. So we will directly pass the class CL underscore SALV underscore table. Now we will simply go for methods. It will show you all the methods of this particular class, SALV. It will show you all the methods of this particular class. And once I will scroll down, we will find a factory method. You can see we have the factory method, and description itself is saying we are getting the instance. I will go for selection of the method and I will press enter. And you can see we are getting equal to and greater than symbol. It means this is which type of method? Static method. Now, as of now, I will uncomment try. I will uncomment the catch. Why we are doing this? Because if there any runtime error is there, because if some exception is there, at least runtime error will not come. Always make a practice to uncomment this particular try and catch block. Yes, if you remember, whenever we have function modules, whenever we have classes, whenever we have exceptions, always we are uncommenting the exception. Why? Because if some runtime error, if some exception triggered, at least runtime error will not come. Same thing is here. If some exception triggered, at least runtime error will not come. So always make a practice to uncomment this. Now, as of now, I will simply uncomment importing. Now, always this is the practice. In the function module also we covered this. In classes also we covered. Import will become export. Export will become import. Just see. Here it is importing. It means in this particular method, it will be the part of exporting. I will simply double click on the method. This is our factory method. I will go for yes. And now, as of now, we are able to see all these parameters of the class, all these parameters of the method. If you are not able to see, click on to signature button. Suppose if I will click on to signature, I'm not able to see the parameters of the method. Now I'm able to see the parameters of the method, because many people ask this, you are able to see the parameters, but I'm not able to see. If still you do not want to go by this way, go for the class in another session. Suppose this is the class. This is your method. Go for parameters. Check here itself. So as of now, if you see, this is our class. Double clicking is the best way always. Just see, here we have 3 exporting. It means in the class we have 3 importing. Here we have 1 importing. So here it is exporting. We have changing, we have changing. Now we will simply go for importing. Now what is the type? Have you seen? Here it is importing. It means in the class it is the part of exporting. And just see, exporting is type ref2, type ref2. And you all know whenever we have type ref2, it means it is a object. How you are declaring the object of the class? Object name type ref2 class name, and this r underscore salv table is type ref2 our class itself, So what I will do, I will simply declare one object. Type ref2 is always instance, always object. So I will write, suppose allo underscore alv. Now, what will be the type of allo underscore ALV? It will be same as that of R underscore SALV underscore table. What is the type of R underscore SALV table? It is type ref to this particular class. So I will declare. I will simply write data. Allo underscore ALV type ref2 CL underscore SALV underscore table. Now we will go for next thing. So yes, we passed the object. In front of this particular parameter. Now I have to come here. This is very easy to understand. If you see T underscore table, what is T underscore table? It is your table. Table means your internal table in which you have the data. Your data is in which internal table? LT underscore final. Now understand this. What is our first step? We are calling the factory method to get a object of this particular class, to get a instance of this particular class. So we called the factory method. We pass the data, whatever the data we want to display in the form of ALV. And have you seen, we will get a instance or object of this particular class. Just see, it is referring to this particular class itself. Now, once you get a object, can you call that display method? Yes, we can call that display method. Now just see, as of now, display method. If I will show you display method, display. You can see display method is instance method. Whenever you will call instance method, do you require a object? Yes, we require a object. Do we have a object of this particular class? Yes, we have a object of this particular class. So can we call this particular method? Yes. So I will go to pattern. I will go for ABAP object patterns. Now our instance is LO underscore ALV. This is our class, yes. Now we will call the display method. I will go to F for help, and now we will go for display. It is clearly saying output table. We want the output in the form of table, ALV table, and we call the display. I will check the syntax and I will activate. So what is the summary of this particular video? In this video, now we are covering those two steps which are required to display the ALV by using this particular class CL underscore SALV underscore table. One most important point, whatever the class which is a part of ALV object model, as of now we are covering this particular class, whatever the class. Suppose we have hierarchical sequence class also, we have tree class also. So whatever the class which is a part of ALV object model, in every class you will find always the factory method and the display method. Suppose if I will show you other classes also, this is CLSALV table. If I will go for suppose hierarchical also, same to same factory method will be there. Suppose I will write SALV, suppose I will write hierarchical. If I will search, you can see hierarchical table. If I will go for this class also, same to same you will find factory method here also. If I will go, you have a display method and you will find a factory method also. If I will go up, you can see we have the factory method here also. So every class, suppose if I will go for tree also, because this is the main part. If I will go for tree also, if I will go for this particular class, same to same you will find factory here also. Factory method, we have display method. You can see. I'm just finding next display method. So everywhere, that's why I generalize these two steps. Go for factory method, then go for your display method. So whenever we are calling this, so firstly we call this factory method as it is a static method. So we directly pass the class name. And once we call, equal to and greater than symbol is coming. Yes, because it is a static method. Now, in front of this, whenever we hear it is a part of importing, it means in the class method, it is a part of exporting. So we checked this R underscore SALV table is referring to this particular class itself. It means this is a object. So we simply declare the object in front of this particular parameter. And in front of this t underscore table, we pass our data internal table. And whenever this method will execute, we will get a object of cl underscore salv underscore table class. Once you have the object, can you call the instance method? Yes, because instance method always require a object. So with the help of that object, we call the display method. And have you seen, we have not created any field catalog, because field catalog is not required. In the next video, we will simply study in the debugging mode how the object is creating and how with the help of that object we are displaying the ALV. So that part we will continue in the next video. But one most important point, whatever the classes are the part of ALV object model, in every class we have a factory method, because with the help of that only you will get a object and you can call the display method. You will get the instance. So that's it in this video. Thank you.